Yo, 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 what's going on, everyone? What up, what up? It's your girl, Miss DJ Hoodie, getting at you guys with another Why Run podcast live. And up on panel, we got Just Rob.
Who's that guy?
Did you say who's that guy or boo that guy?
He is.
Oh my gosh, whatever.
I said, who is that guy? And then boo whoever he is.
Oh, whatever. I don't think so. And nope.
Yeah.
Hey, I was going to ask you, when I talk, do you guys hear like an echo?
Yeah.
Huh? Like, does it sound like I'm in like I'm in an auditorium?
In the cave? A little tiny bit. Not that much, but it sounds good though.
Okay, well, let me...
Oh, I think there's a small delay though.
Okay. Hold on, let me move the mic closer to my face.
Did you hear that we have a delay?
Yes, I heard that. What the hell? Hell. Oh my gosh. You know what? I'm gonna have to see what's going on with my internet company out here and be like, yo, I want the highest one, son. And they're gonna give it to me.
Gonna give it to you, huh?
Down.
They're just gonna give it to you?
Yeah, they have to. Put some respect on it.
I might have to jump down to the chat, babe.
No, really? It's that bad?
You hear me? Because it's too much of a delay.
Oh, there is a delay. I didn't say nothing for the longest time, and he just finally responded. Do you want to be on the pedestal? Even though I didn't bring the pedestal, you're going to have to, yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like on the phone. Okay.
Whichever one. I mean, I don't know.
This is frustrating.
Unless you want to record it and then we'll just premiere it.
I want you with me. You know how I feel about it, sir.
Right, but if we record.
No, we're already live right now. So I'll just give you a call.
Yeah, but we're talking over each other.
I know, but I mean,
I'm
gonna call you. I'm gonna call you right now. I love you, babe.
Alright, okay. Love you too. Like eating and shit. Okay.
Okay, I'll call you.
Okay.
Hey, bye, baby. I really don't... Oh my gosh. Okay, give me a second, you guys, while I call up Just Rob. Put it on full blast. Yo.
Oh no, now I can't hear you.
No way, don't say that, really?
Baby.
No.
You
really?
Take me off Wi-Fi.
Oh shit, hold on. Watch the call die.
Baby.
Okay, I took it off Wi-Fi. Oh, there he goes. Oh my god. Being on the res, it has its advantages, but he's gonna be like, I told you so.
No.
Hi, baby.
Yes.
Okay. I was cracking up because I forgot the Wi-Fi. And as
Yeah.
soon as I turned it off, it hung up on you.
Yeah, I was like, man, turn off the Wi-Fi.
It's fine now.
Yeah, it's good.
That's good. So how are you, baby?
I'm good.
Hold on. I'm trying to adjust the settings for everyone. Okay. Hopefully the fuck, we've been fucking with this shit for like almost 7 minutes.
It's okay. It's not gonna be perfect.
It has to be perfect. It
Why? 'Cause we're
must
professionals.
be perfect. What?
I said 'cause we're professionals.
Yes.
Where's my bag of chips then? I have to be eating up on the mic.
Yeah,
what
and
professionals do,
rummaging
right?
through plastic bags and paper sacks and oh, that shit was so annoying. I was like, and you bitch.
Right.
Oh my god.
There's the most annoying thing you could do on a podcast or any fucking bag of chips or any bags. Don't fuck with bags if you're trying to do a podcast. Unless you're doing like an ASMR which is like with fucking bags, then okay, fine. But if that's not your thing, then don't do it. It fucking sounds horrible.
Yeah,
It
I
drowns
don't
out
think
whatever you-
ASMR should count as a podcast because I
No,
know
it shouldn't.
there's podcasts that are out there and they're just like ASMR and it's like just a waste of audio, just a waste of space on Spotify.
Yeah, true.
And I think that's a true opinion, not just my opinion.
Yeah, that's facts.
That's fact. That's facts. We speaking facts. Facts, son. Oh my gosh. Anyways.
Anyways, babe, how are you?
I'm good. I still have that headache that I woke up with. It's in my forehead, and I found Advil that I stashed in. Guess where I
Is it
stashed it?
expired?
No, it's not. I brought it up
okay, good.
from I brought it up from the city.
Is
But
it
guess
in the
where I
fridge?
stashed it?
In the fridge.
No.
Where?
I stashed it in my do you remember my purple food traveling? I don't know if you remember it, but it was in there in the most weirdest pocket. And I was like, I don't remember putting it in there, but yeah, it is the one that I packed, but I just didn't think I threw it in there, so that was kind of weird. But babe, where am I? You want to tell the peeps?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. You should tell them where you are.
You tell them.
Babe is in a cave.
That's literally like what he thought.
Yes, it really is. That's what I was expecting and shit. You show up to a mansion and shit. I'm like, babe, what the hell? You had a cave out there with forest all around. Audie is in the reservation. You were talking about moving there for good, but then I also heard you say that you're probably just visiting. So I don't know what you're thinking of doing.
When did I say I was just visiting?
On the Audie's art struggle.
I said I was visiting?
You said you didn't know. I think.
Oh, the winter months.
Yeah.
Yeah, is there anything else you want to add? Like you want to drop your negativity, your suspicions,
negativity?
do you want to drop your like I don't know if she's going to do it, like
No.
your realism?
I was super excited to hear that you were going out there. Ever since you and I have been together, you haven't been out there, which I've heard a lot of stories about it. I could feel how good it is out there. So I wanted you to be out there. And when you kept saying, like, I don't know if it's going to happen or I just might not go and, fuck it, I just won't do it. I was like, no, I'm going to throw you over there. I'm going to launch you
I'm
over.
going to catapult you over there.
Yeah. But I know it's good for you and I know you'll be better out there.
Yeah, well, I was telling Rob that yeah, like I wanna be up here. I would love to be out here like full time, but you know, there's some months that are worse than others. So I would say I would be out here like 75% of the time. Because going to the city, you have to make business trips and doctor's appointments and, you know, um, go to town to get more groceries and toiletries and things like that. Which is all good, and I'd be able to like still like do deliveries and things like that. But like the months that it's really bad out here, it's just the weather, like the winter months. I probably could do it, but like, yeah, there's just some spiritual things that go on out here, and you're just, you kind of have to stay put. So out of respect, and to keep myself and my family safe, it's just better to go back down to the city and just kind of like wait it out or whatever. But my parents were very uncomfortable about it, and I told them, I said, you know what, like I'm not gonna stay uncomfortable. If I really felt things were gonna get like really bad and I couldn't handle it, then I'm out. Like I'm the first one to dip, you know what I mean? The idea is to stay, but like, like I just it's a lot of maintaining without the stress, because when I was in the city, it was a lot of stress. Like Rob can tell you. I mean, there were times that I kicked on the mic and I'm just like, oh my God, like I'm just so like this and so like that. And I told Rob, I said, that's the part that I don't like listening to myself. Like I don't like to hear all that bullshit. But, like when you're out here, I know I've talked about this before in many, Why Run episodes, like maybe 2-3 years ago, where this area they say is the center of the universe. So in the city, like the days are very short, but out here the days are very long. That's what I freaking love about this place. And let's see, the negative things about it though is that like you age faster. So like people that are younger than my parents, they actually look older than my parents. Batteries die faster. So if you have like a cell phone or an electric car, you will strand out here. You'll be stranded, and we don't have those electric car chargers out here or charging stations. We don't have any of those. So you're gonna have to get towed. Let's see, you just don't worry. Like you don't, like you could be like a modern person and come out here and you're just like, your worries literally like go out the window. Like, you have responsibilities, but you just don't worry about it. It's almost like you're on a high. Like you're high, you're in a good mood, you feel energized, you feel creative, and you just have all this energy to burn, and you just spend it on doing good shit, like the things that you want to do that you've always felt like you didn't have time for. You actually have time to do it, and you feel good about it. Every time I came into like an issue, like let's say I ran out of paint, or like, normally things that I would get pissed off about in the modern world in the city, I would fucking blow my top. And Rob's seen that once or twice. Out here, it's like,
door that speaks.
huh?
I said there's a broken door that speaks the truth.
I was talking about you, not the door.
Okay, well, yeah, me too.
Yeah, he knows what's up, but out here, when I run into problems, I'm just like, okay, no big deal. I'll just write it down that I need more paint. When I go to town, I'll get more paint. Like things are less problematic out here than it would be in the city. So I take that as a good thing, as a person that stresses so much. And being out here, I am in a better mood.
Question.
Yes.
So I know you have a headache, but being out there, do you still feel stressed out? Because you just
Hell no. The only thing that stressed me out was when those two nice little old ladies came like less than an hour ago, and
Yeah.
they stopped here because and this was a surprise to Rob, but my grandparents had a arts shop here on this property, and it's been a landmark like all through like the 70s and the 80s and 90s into the 2000s. Like, this place, where my house sits, it is a landmark. People from all walks of life have stepped into our art shop, our art gallery, like people from Japan, Germany, Russia, like all these other places, right? And these ladies, they came in, they were just like, oh, we're here to, browse around. And I'm just like, oh, we're closed for the winter. And they were like, oh, and we were just I was talking to them. I asked them where they were from, and they were like, oh, we're from Santa Fe. And I was like, oh, we just came back from there. And so we have our art in Santa Fe. We have our art in Albuquerque at the cultural centers and galleries in the Santa Fe Plaza. There's like a famous church that's at that plaza in Santa Fe. So, yeah, and I just said, yeah, you guys can look us up online. We have an online shop, and they were on their way. But anything stressing me out? No. Like, it's just like, oh, that sucks. Because I would be like, fuck, man, like I could have had my gallery open. Like, oh, I could have shown them my paintings. I should have just this, and I should have just that. And I would have been stressing about it for like at least half the day before actually letting it go. Because I'm one of those people where like I get really hard on myself if I lost an opportunity. So no, I don't, like, I have a headache, but I know that's because last night I didn't eat, and I just went to sleep. Threw up twice this morning, but no, like, I was just, the only thing that was worrying me is like, should I turn on the heater or should I not? Yeah, like that's how minimal my problems get. Because in the city, I would be like, I don't want to turn it on and like me not be here, and like I would just fucking fuss about it. Here it's like, should I turn it on or not? Well, it's not really like that cold. I could just like put on some socks and like a sweater, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. And I did that, and it's like, okay, like nothing else to, I'm just sitting there on the couch, like, can't even argue with myself anymore. But yeah, I threw on some hot wings and had some fries, and even that too, like how I don't like my mom going through my things, and I was like, okay, I need my garlic powder, my garlic salt, I need pepper, and my Himalayan salt. And like, there was no garlic powder, there was no garlic salt. I brought the pink Himalayan, and we already had pepper in the pantry. Oh my god, there is no garlic anything. And then I was like, it's okay, I'm only gonna be out here for like another couple of days. When before, I think I would have been like, see, this is why I don't want my mom packing stuff for me, because she doesn't know what I want, and da 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 da. Like, I just would have just dragged it out.
Yeah.
But I didn't. So I was just like, okay, it's cool. Like, I'll just remember to bring that next time. So it is a huge change. I mean, babe, you're not really here to see it. I don't know if you can really tell a difference in my attitude or whatever, but like, I feel like I don't have attitude to show you that it's an attitude, and I don't know if that's proving my point or not.
Yeah. That's why yesterday, when the closer you were getting, the more I was able to relax too. I was like, okay. The thing, okay, I don't want people to think that you stress me out, because I know you think that you stress me out. It's just, when you're stressed out, it feels heavy. It feels like I'm carrying around not just like my everyday things, but it's almost like you're packing stuff on top of me too. And all that means is that I have to get stronger when it comes to, like, it's almost the same thing as lifting weights, right? You gotta lift small first, and then you get used to it, and then you lift more. And the closer you were getting to home, it was like I was just dropping all this weight, and I was like, oh, shit, like this feels good. A lot of times you don't even notice that you're carrying around all this extra stuff, all this extra weight, until you start putting it down or it starts falling off. And you're like, oh, I feel lighter. That's what I mean when it feels heavy and light. So the closer you were getting to getting home, that's how I was feeling. And I was like, oh shit, like I didn't even notice. So I was just like, okay, cool. Like this is good. This is good for both of us. And then when you got there, it wasn't until at night because I had things going on over here. But it wasn't until last night that I was able to like take a deep breath and just let things go, which it felt like you had already done that. So I was like, oh, this feels good. Like I'm able to breathe now. And I don't want it to sound like I'm blaming you. This is what I'm trying to tell people. Like this is what it is to be connected to someone. It's not just like, oh yeah, that's my wife and we're one. No, you gotta carry the fucking burden too. And it's not that they're doing it on purpose. It's just that's what the whole point is. That's what it means to be with someone, to be one with someone. And so when you say like, I don't want to do this to you, we are one. So whatever you're carrying, I'm carrying too.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever I'm doing, you're feeling too. So that's what it is. It's not, that's why when I talk to people about like, oh yeah, it's fun to say like I have a wife or I have a husband, but is it fun during the hard times when they're struggling too? Because you can't just be like, oh, well, this doesn't fit what I want, so I'm just going to disconnect from my person. You can't do that. If you can do that, then that means that they're not your person. You're not really connected to them.
Mm-hmm.
You're just there for the good times or whatever. But anyways, yeah, that's what I was feeling yesterday. I was like, oh, shit, this is good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, other than the headache, I really enjoy it out here. Like already, like it does feel good. It feels good to be home. This is my home. I still didn't get finished unpacking, and it's just getting back into the swing of things, I guess. I came up here with work from my mother, not really excited about it. I didn't get to bring any of my canvases. I have wood out here, but there might be some like water damage or whatever to it, so I can't do nothing with it. But even if I did have wood, I don't have my air compressor, spray gun. So there's like a lot of things that I left behind that really, really make me happy. But it's like, okay, like I'm not gonna stress about it or like complain too much about it. As you can tell, like I'd be losing my shit right now if it were flipped. Me being in a city and not having any of my things, which I have done many, many times before. But, now it's just a lot of praying, a lot of spending time with the spirits, the entities out here. And, I do plan to this evening go down to the trail and walk and just really enjoy. Another thing I wanted to be getting back to vlogging. They're probably gonna be like 3 to like 5 minute videos because there's not a whole lot of things that go on out here on the reservation other than what goes on in my household, meaning just me. Just me doing my art and things like that. Maybe like cooking or something like that. But another thing I was wanting to do, which I think it would be best for me to talk to Rob a little bit more about it, but I was thinking about doing like a morning show every day. And they're probably not gonna be like that long, but I'm gonna get into further detail about it. Like maybe next time we do the cast, that way it's better, more thought out and talked about between us. But that's something that I do want to do. Like I don't want to like really like kick it on yet because I got to go back to the city at the end of the week. So, but there's new things coming that are it's getting better. So I hope you guys will all be there for that.
Oh. Well, some of you guys.
You
Not
said
all
some of you?
guys. Some of them, yeah.
Mm,
Not all of them.
true. Well, they wouldn't be able to stand to hear it, so it's like,
Yeah,
beat the devil out of you.
They just come in, take a peek, and then leave.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, this isn't my cup of tea, and that's fine. That's okay. But I'm doing it for people around the world. Let's just put it like that.
Yep.
We have to help it. We have to help everyone.
Yeah. This is weird.
I can't wait until my ice cubes
What?
become ice cubes.
Cubes become ice cubes?
Yeah, because remember I told you that our refrigerator, our freezer doesn't really like freeze anything to death yet.
Oh, yeah.
So I should have put in some ice trays last night, but I didn't.
Are you sure that it's a switch? Well, not a switch, but you can move it to go from cool to cooler?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's at the It's a really old refrigerator. I should have shown you last night. You would be like, damn, looks fucking old. It is old. Looks like it's from like the 80s or like
That's
the
not
early
old. What the
90s.
fuck?
You're like, that's recent.
That's me.
Oh my
I'm from
God,
the
stop
80s.
it.
Holy shit. She's like, oh, it's ancient from the 80s. What the fuck, babe?
Well, I'm 39, so I mean, I'm not quite there yet. So until
You're like
everything's
from the
old
mid
except me.
80s. No. How rude.
But I filled up that ice trays like halfway so that it freezes quicker.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you do get ice soon. From your spring water. Are you using spring water?
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah, I never drink waters when I'm like washing dishes.
Mhm.
So yeah, we don't drink the from
Is
the
the tap
faucet.
water out there cleaner though than the city? No?
No. Remember I
Like
told you
what?
garbage water.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So
no.
you're washing the dishes with garbage water.
Well, we heat the we
You boil the water.
yeah, we boil the water. Damn.
We're gonna have to get a 5-gallon jug just to go get the water
Galen.
gallon to get the water from the
To get
spring
the
for the
water.
dishes.
Mm.
Should we get into the episode? We're like an hour in. Or what is it, like 30 minutes? Yeah,
Yes,
something like
yes.
that. I just don't
It is
want
30 minutes.
Damn.
I know. So go ahead, baby. You can
Well,
kick this one out. This
before-
one's your title.
Before we do start with that, I do want to mention, I don't know if we mentioned it here or not, but if you guys go to my X account, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, to the bird, that's now not a bird, it's an X, but if you guys go check it out, and you go back to, what was it, like October 6th, I predicted that, well, I had a dream, and in the dream, towards the end of the dream, which I think that's the reason why it stuck to me for that long. But when I woke up, well, actually in the dream, I heard on the radio that Cheech Marin, which is Cheech and Chong, and Fernando Valenzuela had passed away. So when I woke up, I was like, whoa, that felt like a message. So I did go on X, and I put that in there, and I did put that it was a prediction. And then, if you guys don't know yet, Fernando Valenzuela did pass away last night, which it was it was weird for me because, in case you guys don't know, I am from California, I am from Los Angeles, and I am a diehard Dodgers fan. So, and when I say diehard, I have tattoos. I have like a whole forearm tattoo of the Dodgers. And in my tattoos, I have a jersey for Fernando Valenzuela. Because not only was he like a great player for the Dodgers, but my people, he was the first Mexican to pitch and to win a World Series for, I don't know if he was the first, I think he was, but he did a lot for the Mexican community, especially with the Dodgers. He opened a lot of doors for a lot of Latinos and Mexicans. So he meant a lot to us. And then not only that, but when my grandparents were out here, my grandmother used to watch him pitch, and he was her favorite baseball player. So that's another thing that I kind of shared with her. We used to watch games together. But so yeah, losing him last night was it was heavy, but I guess I'm kind of learning to accept it faster. I don't dwell too much on people that cross over to the other side, because I know that they're in a better place. I know that, that's where we're headed. And like, I don't know, it's hard for me to be like, oh man, I'm so sad that they left. Like, why? They're good. They're good now. So that happened yesterday. I mean, obviously, like I said, it is sad to know that something that was a part of my life is gone. So that, and then I don't know if you want to say anything about that before I move on.
About what? What you just said?
About the dream and about the prediction and about everything else. Or any of it.
No. I don't want to say that I'm waiting for Cheech, like, they're, all the legends are leaving us.
Yeah. Well, obviously oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
When we have these predictions or when we see things and we get these messages, we want to be wrong. I mean, obviously they're gonna go, right? Or we're all gonna go. So yeah, saying someone's gonna die, then you're pretty much predicting what's inevitable. Like, nobody's gonna make it out from this life alive in the physical form. But so even if Cheech doesn't go, or he doesn't go soon, then good. I want to be wrong. I don't want to predict these things. But like I said, and I think I did say this, I don't remember if we said it on the show though, but I did say, when predictions come to us, it's for us to pray. It's I forgot, there's a word for it, but I can't think right now. But it's time for us to pray for these people. It's time for us to pray for these events. So that's why I predict earthquakes and stuff like that. It's not that I say it's not going to happen. It's still going to happen. It's just time for us to pray. And if I tell other people and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, this person means something to me, so I'm going to pray for them, which everybody should mean something to us, but we should all just pray. So even though, like, I don't know anything about Cheech. I don't know if he's sick or not. I don't know if he's going through anything or not, but I do want to pray for him. So that's just what I'm gonna do. I can't do anything else. But I feel weird right now. Do you feel weird?
Yeah, like the side of my face, like, well, I don't know if I can pinpoint it, but like there's a certain part of my body that's like, it's like aching.
Yeah.
I don't know about you.
The last few days I feel like I'm vibrating. Does that make sense? I know it doesn't. I was shaking. No, it just feels like my core feels like it's vibrating. I don't know what that's about, but right now, I don't know, the front of my face, the top of my face, the forehead, and my eye area feels it just feels weird. That came
Well, I
out of
hope you're
nowhere.
not feeling my headache, because that's where my headache is. It's like across my forehead.
Maybe.
No.
You're wearing a cold sock?
No. Not right now.
People are like, what the hell are they talking
Yeah, he
about?
fucking threw a wet sock at my face. And I was like, ow.
No. See, if you guys suffer from headaches or migraines, there's this thing that I saw. Fun fact. There's a remedy, and I told Audrey to do it, and I don't know if she did it completely, but it should help. You put a cold rag or a cold whatever you have, something cold on your forehead, and then you put something hot on your neck, on the back of your neck. And it's supposed to like help with the circulation of blood flow and stuff, so it helps relieve headaches and migraines. That's all. I didn't throw anything at her. She was like, the only thing I have out here is a sock. So I was like, okay, we'll use that then.
Mm-hmm.
That reminds me, I gotta pack some washcloths and stuff. Some braids.
Wash.
What?
Wash.
Wash.
Wash. No, wash.
I'm hot too. I had to close my window because there was people outside messing with their cars. I don't want it to be loud because, I'm professional.
Yes, you are. More professional than most.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
Okay, so let's get into the episode.
All right.
I don't think that I saw the title, so if it's anything that we wrote before or wrote down, is what? How knowing yourself can save you?
Yes.
Or something like that?
Yes.
Okay. So basically where that comes from is I was thinking about there's a lot of people that don't know who they are or what they are or why they are. So if somebody tells them like, oh, you're a piece of shit, they start believing that they're a piece of shit. Somebody tells them, oh, you're a disciple, they start believing that they're a disciple. You should know who you are. And if you don't know who you are, don't look for outside influences. Look within. You'll figure it out. Like, if you're going to go to someone, go to your own spirit and ask, who am I? Who am I for real? Because I see this in a lot of people and I hear it when they're like, oh, well, people think that I'm this, so I'm just going to be that. And it's like, why would you care about what other people think about you? You should know yourself. And if you know yourself, nobody could tell you who or what you are.
Well, they only believe it if people are like praising them. Then of course they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take that and run with it.
Yeah, well, it's easy to do that.
But that's what people do.
Well, yeah, but it kind of goes. You have to be humble enough to know who you are, because I was gonna say right now, at least 2 to 3 times I've heard that I remind people of Jesus. I could take that and be like, oh, I'm Jesus then. I'm just going to be like, be him instead of trying to be like him. So I could let that go to my head and be like, what the hell? Oh, okay, yeah, that's who I am, and take that role and know damn well that I'm not. See, I'm cussing over here. I'm not Jesus. Do I try to be like? I try to and implement his teachings, and I try to help people with that. So when people tell me that, I could let it go to my head, but I'm not, because I know who I am. And yes, that is affect me to the point where I'm like, my ego takes over, and I try and portray that that's who I am. I'm nowhere near, and I'm not worthy to even be compared. But same thing if somebody says, oh, you're an asshole. Okay, why am I an asshole? Tell me why I'm an asshole. Because if you're taking it from what someone else said, was I an asshole to you, or was I an asshole to someone that deserved for me to be an asshole to them? Are you just taking what someone else told you about me and you're putting your beliefs on me? Because I know who I am. yes, I can be an asshole to the people that deserve it, but I can be Jesus-like to people that deserve it. But deep down, I know who I am, and I'm not gonna say it on here because people are gonna run with it and they're gonna be like, oh yeah, right, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I know who I am, so I know that the day of judgment, my day of judgment, when I get to wherever I'm going, I know where I'm going. But when I get there, and they say, "Who are you?" I'm gonna say exactly who I am. I'm not gonna say, "Well, my ex told me that I was an asshole and that is shit," and then so people always call me, whatever, trash. So I guess that's who I am. No, you have to know who you are. Because if it doesn't match what your creator, what God has you written down as, they're not going to accept you. They're not going to welcome you in because it's not going to match who you are, who's showing to them versus who they know. So I just felt like we needed to talk about that because I know someone that keeps hearing all these things and he's like, oh yeah, that's who I am. Oh yeah, that's who I am. That's what. And okay, if somebody's telling you something, right? You're a disciple. Shouldn't you? Well, first of all, you should internalize that and be like, am I? Is that who I am? And if it's not who I am, then not accept it. But if you're lost and you don't know who you are or what you are, then at least try to be that. Don't just take the title and be like, yeah, I'm a disciple, and then act like a piece of shit. Because you're representing. When you accept the title that way. So, like when the people said, "Oh, you remind me of Jesus," or "You feel like Jesus to me." Okay, if I was to take that title and be like, "Okay, well, give me all your money, or give me all your belongings, or give me everything," like that's not what Jesus would do. So if I'm gonna take that identity, if I'm gonna take,
but they have the nerve to do that shit in church. But continue.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're gonna take the title of what someone else is putting on you, then at least try and be that. Don't be yourself, right? Don't be the piece of shit that you are and call yourself a disciple. You can't float around. That's another thing. The devil likes floaters. People that don't know who they are, those are...
Yeah, and those people look like it is what it is.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, happens.
Exactly.
Yeah, see, and people, they fucking say that shit all day long, every day, all day, and it's just like, okay, well, I know who you side with then, but go ahead.
Yeah,
that's what that looks like.
I could also say it is what it is when somebody's telling me like you're a piece of shit. I'm like, oh, it is what it is. Like I can't help what you think of me. I know who I am. So your opinion doesn't matter to me. So I guess yeah, whatever. So
I just don't think it's a smart attitude to have at everyone or like all day. Yeah, to that specific person that's trying to talk shit. But like don't carry that attitude along with you all throughout life in all your life like, choices.
As long as you know who you are, their opinion of you shouldn't matter, right? Because okay, like Eminem has a song. What's it called? I am who you... What the hell is it called? I am whatever you say I am, or something like that. And basically what he's saying is, your opinion of me doesn't matter. I know who I am. So yeah, I'm not going to sit here and argue with you until you know I'm not, like, or debate or try and prove my point as to why I'm not who you think I am. Because I know who I am. So your opinion of me doesn't matter. It's not going to change who I am. So there's a this actually happened to us when somebody was saying negative things about me, and I was gonna respond. I was gonna respond to it, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna pray about this. And again, I do have a Bible. I haven't read it from cover to cover, but sometimes I just randomly open it and I read it. So that day, I was like, I need to pray. I need guidance. I need to know what to do, because my first instinct was to verbally fight with this person or whatever, right? To stoop down to their level, pretty much. So when I opened the book, the Bible, I'm not even kidding. I sent it to Audie because I couldn't believe it. But it said when a fool is telling you what you are. If you argue with them, then you are what they accuse you to be. And at first I didn't understand it. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand the Bible because when I read it from my perspective, I'm just like, what does that mean? Tell me. I want you to tell me what it means. But then I thought, what it's saying, if a fool, there's two people, right? One is a fool and one is not. But if you act like him, then you are him. If you're the wise one, then don't act like a fool. Be the wise one.
Mm-hmm.
So don't stoop down to people's level. Know who you are. You don't have to argue with them. You don't have to fight with them. You don't have to prove anything to them. As long as you know who you are. So I was like, oh, I get it now. But I didn't get it at first. When I first read it, I was like, no, this does not answer my question. But then I was like, okay, let me read it again. And let me read it again. And then let me understand it from the perspective of God who is speaking. That's another thing that I wanted to talk about is, I don't know, should I say it now? Should there be another episode?
Or we can do both.
We can do both.
Yes, to keep it in people's minds.
Well, I don't know how to word it. That's why I didn't want to talk about it right now.
Oh, well, it's up to you, but
Just keep in mind the Holy Spirit. Okay? Everybody has homework. Holy Spirit. You're like, no.
me?
Mm.
I'm not against it. I'm not against anything you say.
Yeah, the Holy Spirit. But yeah, basically, I'm done.
You know what? I'm gonna have to do a cast about like my beliefs because I'm not saying that you know like you are turning the Y run into like a religious thing because I remember you saying that you don't really want to portray that like it's more
That's
spiritual.
exactly the reason why I didn't say it right now.
Oh, well, no, like, I mean, because I think it is important, everything that you say down to like the passages and prayer and, talking about God and, Jesus Christ and everything like that. Newsflash people, like Rob and I, we have different beliefs, but they are very like similar. We are very much spiritual. Especially me because Native American have a religion. We just it's just our lifestyle, but people like to call like Native American beliefs like a cult of some kind or whatever. Like it's because we don't try to like get people believing in what we believe in because this is just our way. It's our way of living. So it's not really like a religion. It's just something that we just do every day. So with that being said, there are a lot of spiritual things that like come with it. And so like when Rob talks about like the Holy Spirit and things, I just see them as like another entity. Like I'm not going to be like, oh, this Holy Spirit belongs to this religion. And I think all prayers, no matter what religion it comes from, I just believe in the strength of the prayer, the thought of the prayer. It's just another way of saying a prayer, but like it's really no different than how we pray or the things that we pray for. It just depends on how, like, what kind of prayer, where that prayer comes from. Like, what type of person does it come from? Like, if that person is of importance, like, how are they living their life to send out that kind of prayer? Like, that's what matters to us. It doesn't matter like where you like come from. So like what I would like to get into in some of these episodes is like I do want to talk about like our way of doing stuff because like I told Rob, I said, when I argued with that lady, I talked about it before where I argued with some lady at the corner store, and she was just like, oh, so your God is okay with pedophiles. And it's just like, well, you guys say that God forgives everyone. So are you saying that God forgives pedophiles? Because it was like, don't speak on shit on mine and I won't speak on shit on yours. And I know what it is, but it was the way that she was like taunting. Like she was taunting me. She was trying to get me upset. And she thought she was hitting me with facts and trying to back me up in a corner. And I'm just like, no, like my God, or my creator, he doesn't forgive. And that's just who creator is. Like he doesn't forgive. He doesn't forget what you've done. And you gotta answer such a piece of shit thing and just go on with life thinking that it's okay to do things to children, for instance. But I'm not arguing that. Like, it's just he's not forgiving. That's it. You don't question, oh, why, Masha, why? Why aren't you forgiving? Like, oh, this is a human being. And he's going to be like, made a choice. Because like everything you do in life, it has to be definite. You have to be sure about it, and a lot of people, they get into, oh, mental health and this and that and da. You don't want to know what he would do with those mentally ill people. It's not nice, but at the same time, I do understand why he would do such things, and a lot of people are like, oh, he's mean, he's the devil, and that. No, he's just fair. It's like if there's a fucking disease out there or whatever, if rats are poisoning the flower, you kill the rats and you get rid of the flower before it spreads. So metaphorically, what does that mean to you? And see, you guys are just like, oh, well, that's why there's medicine and there's counseling and see, like my creator, he doesn't have time for that shit. Because everything should be, like nothing in this world should be causing any kind of sickness. And here everybody is vouching for it. Like everybody's like, oh, well, that's okay. It's not okay. It's not to be sick and mentally fucked up in the head. It's not okay. But see, in Masa's way, it's like, get rid of them. But see, everyone's going to look at me like I'm fucked up because I do stand with him. I do agree. But what I'm trying to tell people is that, it's not okay to be sick. Yes, get some help. And find something. Because when it's your time to go, and, everybody believes in Judgment Day. So it's like, what are you going to say for yourself? You got to speak for yourself. You can't, your doctor speaking for you. You got to speak for yourself. But see, people, they just think like, oh, I just want God's forgiveness and go to heaven. And it's like, okay, so you guys are going to be mentally ill in heaven.
So, it's funny, the reason why I'm chuckling and laughing over here in the background is because you're actually talking about everything that I wanted to talk about when I said about keep in mind the Holy Spirit.
And you're just like, oh, should I have said that? Should I? And it's like,
no, good. You're saying, that's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't have my thoughts together. That's why I didn't want to talk about it.
I get it, because we have to be sensitive for the sensitive asses out there. And, I am going to just say it, because it's just like, like, who, you don't, like, the only one that you have to convince is your beliefs, where you come from. And it is important to know who you are and where you come from, because that's the only place that you can run back to, and that's the only thing that's holding you accountable to who and what you are. Because there's people that Rob knows, and I told Rob many times, if not many times, a few times, where I was like, you know what, that's not even who they're supposed to be. Because, again, when I look at someone, I can see what they're gonna die of. I can see the illnesses and diseases that they have. I can see like if they're a good person or not. I can see what they're about to do and what they're trying to get away with. I can kind of read their minds. I can also read the spirits that are around them, the spirits that are attached to them, the spirits that can't stand them. I could read their friends' energy, who they hang around with, things like that. I can also see who they're supposed to be if they were 100% right. And it really does pain me because, like, these people, they're just afraid. They're afraid, they're scared, they're worried, they're just like worrying about the most dumbest shit. Their mind span is like this small, but their ego could be like this big, but they really won't do anything about it.
That's the thing though. Like all these things are. See, when I say the devil or when I say Satan and stuff like that, or I don't mean to say like it's that entity's fault. It's the person for allowing it. You're the one that's making the choice to allow it. Because when you have negative thoughts,
can I go get a soda? I'm sorry, baby.
Yeah.
I think I can still hear you, but go ahead, baby.
Okay. When you have a negative thought, you have a choice of, am I going to believe what it's telling me, or am I not going to believe what it's telling me? So when your mind tells you, like, don't put your hand in that hole because there's going to be a spider there or a snake, it's the fear of what's in there. Your faith is what keeps you from getting hurt, right? You're still going to put your hand in that hole. Hopefully you get a cookie jar, right? You could put your hand in the cookie jar and still get bit by a spider or still get bit by a snake. How did it get in there? You never know. But same thing, when those thoughts come into your mind, you're the one that chooses whether I'm going to believe it and get scared or not believe it and have faith. So these people that are like that are like, oh, well, yeah, I can, but no, I'm too scared to do it. It's like they're making the choice then. They can't blame it on the enemy and be like, oh, well, he's the one that's stopping me from doing it. He's just telling you that there's danger there. He's not telling you not to go there.
He's not tempting you with choice.
Yeah.
He's just present. Like, like a witness.
Yeah.
But don't say that it's any entity making you do it.
Yeah, and I think, and here's another thing, another layer to all this is people like me, people feel like if I can't read the Bible, then I don't know God and I don't understand God because there's this filter. I can't talk directly to God. I don't know how to talk to Him. So that's an excuse. They're like, if I can't read the Bible, then I can't talk to God. And that's it. They don't try other avenues. They don't try other ways. So you're making a choice. Because if you really want to, and this is where the Holy Spirit comes in, if you really want to, you can just be silent and the Holy Spirit will talk to you. You may not feel like you can talk directly to God, but He's your Heavenly Father. So how do you speak to your father? How do you come to your parents and say, hey, I really need you right now. I need you to listen to me or give me your advice. And then you ask the question and then you stay quiet, right, to get the answer. So it's the same thing. These things, church and religion and even the Bible, I hate to say it because I know that people are going to be like, oh, no, that's blasphemy. You're questioning the Bible and you're questioning this and that. Okay, but, and tell me that I'm wrong. But hasn't the Bible been rewritten? Hasn't it been altered? Don't we have like 2 or 3 different testaments? Hasn't it been changed? Hasn't it altered in a way that, didn't they take books out of there? The Book of Enoch, what is the other one? I forgot what it's called. Apocrypha or something like that? There's books that are removed from it because it didn't fit the religion. It didn't fit. Well, I think that the only one that's never been changed, never been altered is the Quran. And of course people are going to be like, oh, now you're a Muslim. See? This is the reason why it's hard for me to just open up and start talking because people are gonna take that and be like, oh, that's what he said, that's what he's doing, that's what he's
Excuse me.
insinuating. I'm just saying, question it. Don't just take this book, because the Bible should be a guide. It shouldn't be a manual. It's a guide, meaning you read it and you interpret what it's saying. You don't go to another person and say, hey, what is this saying? That's why I said when I read it the first time, not the first time, when I read that passage the first time, I didn't understand it because I was reading it from my mental state, from my understanding. I was the one that was like, oh, this is what it means. But then when I shut up and I asked the question, what does this mean? And then the Holy Spirit spoke to me. Now, I know that there's people out there, because in Spanish, in the Mexican culture, there's this thing that people say, when you think that you're holier than thou, they say, oh, crees que Dios te habla. Te sientes como que Dios te habla. Which means you feel like you're on the same level as God. You feel like you're holier than everyone, that God speaks to you. And that's another way of people trying to keep you from connecting with God. Directly come to me, come to the church, come to a religion, come to a pastor, come, like all these things, right? All these things that get in the way. Why am I saying all these things?
Well, I kind of wanted to add some stuff, but I think it's just taken away from all the good what you're saying, because I'm a I'm a downer.
No, and it's fine, because we do need that. We do have those negative thoughts that come into our mind and say,
Well,
hey,
it's not negative. It's just like, from how we are as Hopi people, like from my
well,
background.
even that, because you did say like you guys have different beliefs than what we have, and I don't. When I say we, I'm not speaking like, oh, I'm a Christian or I'm a Catholic or I'm this or I'm that, because again, I don't follow a religion. But it's
Can
good.
I say it real quick then?
Yeah.
Well, are you finished? Because I know I just pop
No,
in.
I could ramble on.
So can
go
I?
ahead.
And I'm just bringing down the whole damn cast with me.
No.
Okay, so remember how you said that, like, you can well, pray directly to God and, like, tell them what the issue is, and things like that, right? Like you're praying
Yeah.
to Okay, in my culture, we don't do that. In my culture, like, you don't pester Masao about your personal problems, like, oh, does he love me, does he love me not, like, we don't do that. You don't go to Masao for those things, because those things, yeah, like, they're issues, they're your problems. But like, me and my culture, like my people, we still kind of live the old ways. Like that's kind of like the idea, because the only issues that, I don't want to say you're allowed to have, but the only issues that we have as people is like, oh, making sure that the soil is prepped and ready for planting, and like making sure that we do all of these things before the winter, like doing all these things, getting ready for the spring, and like getting these things ready for summer. Hunting, like we have to pray for months before we just go out on a hunt. We don't just do it like modern people are like, oh, Jebediah, gonna go out there and get us a raccoon and a possum, and like we don't hunt like that. It takes us months to prepare and pray for a hunt. Like those are our worries. We're not worried about like, oh, you see that person coming out with this girl from a teepee, like like they're sleeping with so and so, like, like those. We well, it is like that now, but like our minds, it's not on our personal thing. It's and I think I said this before on the Y Run, that like when me and my cousins were teenagers, we're teenagers, we're starting to have crushes on boys and things like that. My cousin, she went up to my aunt and she was asking her about sex. like the safeties of sex and things like that. And like my aunt just like laughed, like cracked the fuck up in her face. And us girls, we're just standing there like, okay, so like is it okay? Like, what's the appropriate age? Like, what? Tell us about pregnancy, like, protection, like. And this woman, along with all of our other aunties, they were just laughing at us. And it was like, after that talk, everybody that was our age in the village, boys and girls, like, they was already being parents. And we felt like we were late to the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we thought like, oh, maybe this is what we're supposed to be doing. Right? But like, you don't ever take your personal problems, anything that has to do with your private parts, right? That doesn't have anything to do with your heart, like your feelings, because your feelings, your love is supposed to be for the land. It's supposed to be for your community. It's supposed to be for your family. And you don't discuss those things. What Masao tells you to do is sing the songs that he taught us to sing. Hunt the way that he taught us to hunt. To plant the way that he taught us to plant. And if you belong to the women's society, you show up. And you do it correctly. You never do it for yourself. You don't do it for selfish reasons. Same thing with the men's society. And there's many of them. And there's different positions that were given to us that we're supposed to follow the rules. We're supposed to show up and give our hardest and, like help each other out, do it as a union. Like that's what it's like. We're not talking about like, oh, my mental illness and oh my god, like I'm just so. See, that's why I get pissed at myself, because it's just like this shit is so fucking stupid. Like, I don't know why the fuck I get so sick. See, this is why I get so angry, because I know this is not the way that Masao like is he don't support this shit. He don't be like, oh, come here, tell me what's your matter. Like, he doesn't do that shit. Correct yourself or you get the fuck out of here. And when I say get the fuck out of here, it's almost like, you I don't want to say like unalive yourself, but like I'm no use to him anymore for the job that he appointed me. Because if I give up in modern and spiritually, I am of no use to him, and he made a mistake. But see, Masao doesn't make mistakes. That's why I get on myself the way that I do. And a lot of people, they know that they have these illnesses, but they don't fucking strive to get themselves well. So if you think about it, all of these people should be gone. But huh?
I'm raising my hand.
Oh, okay. Sorry, baby.
I have questions though. Well, I have a question. So you say that you guys don't go, in your beliefs, you guys don't go to Masao for personal questions, right?
Mm-hmm.
So who do you go to for questions? Like, I know you said you guys went to your aunt, or aunt, whatever, but obviously she didn't have the answer for you guys. So
she should have, because she's a woman with kids.
Right. She should have.
Yeah.
But she didn't. So then what? Then you just like.
Well, you go to a medicine person, like a medicine man, a medicine woman, or you when there's a ceremony going on, you pretty much have to go to an entity or inside the kiva, and you gotta tell them like what's going on. But if it's or like your marital problems, you still don't go to them for that. I mean, you probably can, but there has to be a reason why like it is such a big thing for you. Because if it's not, if you're going with your marital problems, both of you have to be in there. Like, it can't just be you, because there's two of you. So one of you guys is the problem. Refusing to go, well, then you gotta leave that person.
Right?
Yeah, there's your answer. But a lot of people, they don't fucking do, like they'll show up, but they just go back to their shitty lives and think that it's okay. And everybody, and this is the thing that I don't like about my people, they do turn a blind eye. Like, they're just like, oh yeah, they're fighting over there, but just let them fight. And it's just like, that's so fucked up. But at the same time, they really shouldn't be fighting. Like, there's really nothing to fight about. But and I've said this, yes, Native Americans, we do have an alcoholism problem, but who you have to look at, like, who put it to our lips. Like, because we didn't fucking brew this shit, like, the only thing that we had was some bomb ass weed and some tobacco. But like, you guys fucking brought that shit over here overseas and put it to our lips.
I have another question. Because I was going to talk about that too. Remember the other day that I said I felt like drinking, but then I was like, why do I need to drink? Obviously, people use these things, right? Because these things are a way to connect. Mushrooms, weed, alcohol, all those things.
They use it in a fucked up way. I told Rob, I said, I don't like people that smoke weed for recreational purposes and not for medicine. Because it is a medicine. It is, but people are just like, oh, I fucking get high all day. Like, I'm like, get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah. So, in a way, do you think that people, like, they might not be doing it on purpose, right? But when they drink, for example, it is opening them up to receive something, right? Whether it's from the good or the bad, either one. So, do you think that all these people that are using alcohol, are they using it because in the moment when they're drunk or when they're feeling tipsy or whatever, or that,
it depends on what kind of person is drinking it, and how open they are to whatever's coming through to them. So it depends on the person and their beliefs. So if they're a shitty person and they don't believe in nothing, like, oh, I'm just getting drunk because I'm getting that, like, it's
Yeah, but I'm saying, and subconsciously, I think that they're doing it because they're just like, oh, I just want to drink, or I just want to escape from my troubles or my day. I had a long day, I had a rough day, whatever it is. Those are just the excuses. But in the moment when they're
exactly
feeling
their
when
excuses,
they're drunk, when they're fully open to receiving, then that's their way of connecting. Do people realize that? You're like, no.
Yeah, I mean, I still think it's with the person, because, like, I could come back home being who I am and got through a shitty day of doing deliveries. I don't feel like I got a drink to, like, get away. And it's not because I'm not a drinker, because obviously I can drink. I used to belong to a fucking wine club. You know what I mean? But it's not where I'm just like, you know what, I'd rather fucking face these things as it is, because it is in modern. So, like, I'm not gonna feel like I need to pick up a drink to numb myself just because I had a weak ass day. Because that's almost like cowardism.
Well, yeah, that's the reason why people use drugs to escape.
Yeah, but you're talking like people are using it to, like, wind down and relax. And
no,
it's like,
I'm asking you if people use it because in a way that's when they're connected and that's when they're open. Like, you don't have,
they're not drinking to, like, oh, I had a hard day, I'm gonna drink so I could be open. they're not saying that.
Because they don't know that.
Yeah, but well,
that's why mushrooms are more popular now, because people on psychedelics feel like they're more open to,
they want the trip. It's not like they're looking for answers. They want a good trip. That's recreational. That's not for medicine. They're not, there's something more out there that I gotta discover for myself or whatever. And yeah, that's medicine. That's being open. But these people are like, oh my God, dude, you got shrooms. All right, let's go. And then they just do it for the trip. They do it for the high. And I don't support that. So no, it's not like, oh, I'm trying to get.
In the moment, when they're in the trip, what they're doing is they're opening themselves up. So I guess what I'm saying is you don't need to do that because you're open. You are connected. You are spiritual. So you don't need drugs or alcohol to get you there. Other people that are not connected to creator or spirituality or the universe or energies or frequencies, whatever people want to call it, those people need those things because it relaxes, it opens them up, right? It loosens you up. Because, and I'm going to tell you, I know this for a fact because in 2021, I was an alcoholic. I was drinking. I was fucking drunk every single day. And I told myself that I was escaping something, that I wasn't dealing with something. And yeah, my grandmother passed away. I fucking watched her take her last breath. I pretended to be the strong one in the family, and I was there for everybody. I was the rock for everybody. But inside, I was fucking dying, and I was falling apart, and I went to alcohol because that was my escape. But at the same time, which I didn't realize then, was that was when I was more connected, not just to spirituality, but to my grandmother. That was the way of me connecting to my ancestors. That was me connecting to my spirits. So, yes, I was doing it the wrong way because I didn't know any better. But now that I know better, when I do drink, it is like, okay, I'm there, I am spiritual, I am open, I am connected, but there's a deeper level. When I tell you, like, babe, I'm going to drink, it is for a spiritual connection. It is to go deeper because I have my own limitations. I have my own fears.
Like, you know what, you guys? When he first started drinking around me, I seriously from me. I was so hurt and pissed off and like didn't want to talk to him. Like, don't talk to me till tomorrow when you're not drunk at all. And he was like, why?
Yeah. I didn't understand why, but
yeah, and I didn't understand why too. Why he was doing it. So yeah, when you say you gotta drink, I'm just like, oh yeah, go ahead, maybe like just let me know. And you know, I protect myself from him. But of course, when I protect myself, I also pray that like, okay, like whatever he's seeing that has to do with us and our works, like allow those things to come through. Yeah. So I don't like
because, again,
completely block him off.
When you are using these things, right? Doesn't matter what the vice is. Ooh, the device is. Ooh, okay. It doesn't matter what you're doing, whether you're drinking or smoking or whatever, but it opens you up to both. That's what I'm saying. When you protect yourself from me or for us, it's to keep me on the path. Like, if I'm going to drink, it's for a spiritual connection, but that doesn't mean that the enemy can't get in there too and get in my mind and get in my ear. Right? Because there's a balance. It has to be balanced. In order for there to be good, there has to be bad. In order for me, I can't just open myself up to the good things because I'm exposed to the bad things too. So when you pray for me or you protect me or you protect us, it's so that I stay on my intention. My intention was to drink to open up more. Because again, I do have my own limitations, my own fears. Like, man, there's places I don't want to go, but I need to go. So in order to get me there, I need some help. So there is a difference between using drugs or using alcohol just to numb yourself or to help yourself. There's a big difference, but it's either or. I don't think anybody just wakes up and drinks just to drink. They're either escaping from something or they're connecting with something. And another thing, you mentioned that you and that lady were having kind of like a debate. I think, like, I don't want to be up here and tell people like, oh, you reading the Bible is wrong, or you believing, you know, Catholicism is wrong, or you being whatever you are. I welcome, like, we can talk, and it doesn't have to be a debate. I want to understand, as long as we're all on the same page, that we're all open-minded about you do things different, but it's still the same thing, right? Because I think that's part of the reason why everybody's so divided right now is because people think that they're right and they're not open-minded to maybe it's the same story, just a different character. You know, people are like, oh, well, it's not, I don't know. I don't know what I like. I'm not gonna go there, but like Christians believe one thing, Catholics believe something else. Uh, Everybody has their own beliefs, but it's still the same thing. And we're open-minded to believing that we're just doing things a little bit different, but it's the same for the same purpose. So I don't know. I think if we remain open-minded, we'll be able to understand and unite. Like I said, it's for the same purpose. So people out in the field, yeah, they might have different tactics of how to do it and how soil to plant the seed. But the point is to plant the seed. You know? Does that make any sense? I feel like I'm not making sense.
Yeah, you are. It's good. You're good. I mean, I get it. I'm following along. I hope everybody else is.
I hope so too, because I feel like that's the important part, is don't forget that the whole purpose is to plant the seed. So if I'm talking to somebody and I tell them, like, it doesn't matter how you get there, the point is to get there, and where is there is what you feel inside of you. All I did was plant the seed of hope, or believe, or strive for something. Don't just be aimlessly floating through the world. You have to have a purpose, and that's the only message that I'm ever trying to prove, is there's a purpose. You have a purpose. Even if you feel like, who are you? Well, damn, I just tied back up into the title. If you don't know who you are, then your first number one purpose is to find out who you are. You're not going to get that from other people. Don't listen to what other people are telling you. Listen to yourself, because that's how you're going to find who you are. Your true self. Okay, I think I'm done.
I'm gonna
I need a
add.
snack.
Huh?
I said I need a snack.
Go get a snack.
No, I need water, but
Now I just want to say something first.
yeah.
You know, certain individuals come into mind. They really don't know who the fuck they are, right? And they're just it's like they want to be known for being an asshole. They want to be known for being a piece of shit. And they wear that shit so proudly, you know,
Well, yeah,
and
because it's
that's
better
not.
to be. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but it's better to be remembered for something than to be forgotten.
That's bullshit, but okay.
No,
Well,
to them,
let me finish. Let me finish.
to them, yeah.
Well, yeah, of course. It's like you need to pay attention, or these people should pay attention to who are the people that's telling them these things. You know what I'm saying? Because I know someone's a piece of shit, right? And if I were to tell that person like, oh, by the way, you're a piece of shit. Like, you really are a piece of shit, you know? And that person, of course, they're gonna, you know, like reply in the way that they always reply to everybody else. But like, I would think that it should hit them different because of who's telling them that they're a piece of shit. And like the fire back, you know, like the clapping back at me for, you know, because that's just the normal thing for them to do, is that, oh, when someone insults you, you get them back, you know. But if it's another piece of shit telling you that you're a piece of shit, you don't need to like you know, you just so I don't know why you think it's cool for you to call me a piece of shit. If someone respectable that you know is like real, like you know, they give it to you straight, you know, they just real with you, they tell you some real shit. If they're the ones that are telling you that you're a piece of shit, you really should be sitting with that and like change yourself. Because just because a person that's respectable and that respects themselves, and you know, they're smart about things, or like they go about life in with good energy, in a good place, you're really doing nothing for yourself if you're trying to call that person like out of their name, like out of that respect. But people still, I think, would glorify and be like, oh, well, this respectable person called me a piece of shit, so hey, I'm a piece of shit. But it's like, the fuck's wrong with you? Like, if God, he would never say this. Maybe he would, I don't know. But like, if God pulled up and said, yo, you're a piece of shit. Like, you're really a piece of shit. And like, what the fuck are you gonna say? Like, oh my God, God just told me that I'm a piece of shit. Like, yo, God really pulled up on me and told me that I'm a piece of shit. Oh my God, like, I must be that important to God to have him pull up on me and call me a piece of shit to my face in person. Holy shit. Like I'm the holy one. I'm important enough. And it's just like, again, the fuck is wrong with you? Because people are just that fucking delusional now. It's like, oh my gosh, like, it's like that Andrew Tate dude. I think he's in my fucking feed because of you, babe. But somebody took a screenshot that Andrew Tate blocked them. And they were just like, oh my God, it's just the fact that Andrew Tate saw my tweet, didn't like it. I got on his nerve. I pissed him off and I got under his skin and went to my profile and clicked the block button. Like, oh my gosh, like it's just the fact that
it was probably an AI or his assistant.
Well, you know what I'm saying, all right?
Yeah.
But see, that person was glorifying that honor to be blocked by Andrew Tate. And it's just like, so you're not even going to analyze what the fuck you commented, or you're not going to, okay, like if you're going to glorify this thing, right? Because you think it's going to blow up your Twitter page. It's like, why don't you try explaining to people that are going to see this and be like, yo, I think he blocked me because, when he said this, I feel about this, or this is my opinion about this. No, it was all about, oh, he looked at me and didn't like it. Like, I got under his skin. Like, oh, I'm living in his head rent free. It's so stupid. Like, dude, like, I could see why he blocked your annoying ass. Like, I could fucking see that. Like, I don't even have to know what the conversation was about. It's just the fact that you are just being you're annoying.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll run with that. Because it's like, oh my God, like it's so stupid how people are thinking these days. Like, they're not even thinking about like the cause. Like they refuse to think about it. They refuse to explain it, and it's just like, oh, Andrew Tate did this to me, and oh, he didn't like it. And for me, if something like that happened to me, I'd be like, well, shit, this was just my opinion about this, and yeah, I guess just like this is what I meant though, or like I would try to. Oh, okay. Well, I think we're done anyway.
No, you're still talking.
No, everybody knows what the fuck I mean. Like, everybody knows. But thank you, babe, for the title and the description and the going on and on.
Yes, I was just gonna keep going on and on. I think if I was, well, first of all, I shouldn't tell people what to do or who to be, but if I knew someone was a piece of shit and I wanted them to see who they are, I would be like, you're a piece of shit, but let's go find out why. Let's figure it out. Let's see who you're really supposed to be. That's why it's hard for me to give up on people.
Don't I know it? I'm just like, throw him in the fire. In the fire.
Yeah. Throw Donald Trump in there.
Yeah, that wasn't cool what he said.
Nope.
That was not cool. But All the Gemini's out there ain't gonna
Real
like
quick,
what we
I
gonna
wanna-
say.
Well, yeah,
May
because they don't like us
May.
either. But real quick, I want to talk about real quick about hopefully about politics. I noticed people are saying I'm just not gonna vote. You can write in someone else's name if you don't want to vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. Write in a name. Put Jesus. Put your own name. Put my name. Put just Rob. Put just boo that guy. Do something. It's a distraction to keep you away from voting from the things that really matter, which is in your community. There's a lot of things, propositions and stuff, laws that they want to pass in your own community. That's what you need to focus on. The president thing and the vice president thing, you could just write someone else's name in there. There's other candidates, just do that. You don't have to vote for these two people. You don't want to, but focus on the propositions in your own community, in your own city, because that is going to affect you. That's it. I gotta go. I love you, babe. Thank you for having me.
Yes,
Thank you for
baby.
giving me a platform.
You're always welcome, babe. Mwah. Call me.
Okay, babe.
I love you.
I
Bye.
love you too. Bye.
Bye. And that was just right. So yeah, people don't be like that. Like, don't be like those people out there that just want to poke the bear and laugh about it and, you know, rile everyone up about it, trying to get people on your side. And it's just like, man, if you're really right, you know, people will see it on their own if they're right people. You know what I mean? Like when people try to get you know, like with this whole presidential debate, trying to get everyone one-sided, and it's just like, man, like, none of you guys are fucking looking right. You know, you guys aren't even acting right. And, you know, it's just the same thing out there with people, man. Like, everybody's just not cool. And you know, I really do want to get into, like, you know, the spiritual part of things from where I come from. And, you know, let me tell you guys, like, it's not, you know, flowers, roses, daisies, and, you know, it's not, like, it's a lot more disciplined where I come from. A lot of people won't like it because everybody's made, everybody is celebrating mental health. And, you know, that's kind of like a sickness. You know what I'm saying? Like, celebrating that you're sick. Like, no. You know, you're not supposed to be doing that. But, you know, in that way, it is spreading. But, you know, for me, I spiritually want to talk about what that looks like in spirituality. Like, what that really, really looks like. And I think you guys would be really surprised. And I know most of you guys aren't going to want to hear it. You guys want to be all for all of these things that are now accepted now. And, you know, that's fine. But, like, what is that really, like, telling your spirit? Like, it's kind of confusing your own spirit. And, you know, the good entities that are around you. Like, you're confusing the hell out of everybody. But, you know, that's going to be in further episodes. You know, I'm glad that we kind of tapped into a little bit of that in today's show, and I hope you guys have some takeaways, and, you know, hopefully you guys, like, aren't afraid to like step up and, like, face yourself, because that's what this whole episode is about. It is important for you to know who is, and you're gonna find that it is gonna save you in the long run, and that is something that you need to practice. But I'm actually right now working on putting together a little presentation for you guys. And it's going to be like a little, like, I guess like a checklist or like a little guide thing. I know Rob said that he wanted to put together or re-release a guide that he's made up. And just see how that does for you guys. You know, whether you take all of the things or whether you take, you know, bits and pieces, whether from mine and from his, or, you know, whatever, and just apply it to your everyday and see how you feel about it. Because, you know, if you feel like me at times, I don't feel like I have any direction, like, it's our jobs, our own selves, to figure that out. And if you're just being, you don't want to look at it, like you don't want to look at yourself like you're just like, oh, I'm the only one that knows me and no one can tell me. Well, sometimes we all need a little bit of help. I always ask Rob for help. Sometimes I find it within myself. Sometimes I turn to my guides, not creator, but I do turn to my guides for a little bit of help, like, strength and all of that. So I would love to get that together for you guys. And hopefully you guys take, just whether it's one thing or all of the things, and just try it and let us know how you feel about it. All right. That is it for this episode. Thank you to those that are tuning in live. I see all of you. Thank you so much. And if you're listening to this on the playback, don't forget to add, rate, comment, subscribe, follow, and share. And we will check you guys back here on the Y Run on Friday. So stay tuned for the notifications and times. I almost said timestamps when we're gonna go live. All right. So check you guys Friday. Peace.